The Monday night game, Saints at the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders for the first time. This line opened up Saints -4.5. It's up to 6.5. So there's a ton of money coming in on the Saints. So who do you like here?
I like the Saints. I think the Raiders are going to be motivated to open their new stadium. We talked about this a little bit last week as a potential distraction for them. As motivated as they might be, though, I just don't think their defense is good enough to contain the Saints' offense. I mean, the Saints just fared really well against a superior unit in the Buccaneers. And I think the Saints can actually slow down Josh Jacobs and really force Derek Carr to have to make plays in the passing game to beat them. And given what they were able to do to Tom Brady last week, I think it's going to be hard for Carr to do that. Maybe the motivation impacts the Raiders, but they still almost lost to the Panthers, who I think are a pretty bad team, and they give up 30 points. So I'm pretty comfortable saying that the Saints, even if they don't have Michael Thomas, which is looking possible as he deals with the high ankle sprain, even if they don't have him, I think they can still rack up a ton of points using Alvin Kamara, Emmanuel Sanders, Latavius Murray, Jared Cook. They got plenty of weapons even without Thomas. I like the Saints for, I don't know how many units yet. I have it listed as 2 to 4. If Thomas is out, I'll probably err on the lower side of that. I believe he is, so I'll probably stick with 2 at the moment.
Okay, we're going to be on opposite sides. I think the Raiders could win this game outright, but I think there's a chance they'll lose but cover. The Saints aren't. I don't think they're going to be the same team without Michael Thomas. I think that injury is so huge, and we've seen what teams are without their number one receivers. Obviously, with DeAndre Hopkins, and then the Vikings missing Stephon Diggs. Michael Thomas is, he's definitely better than Diggs, and you can argue Hopkins, like Thomas, they're both amazing. But without Thomas on the field, like suddenly, defense doesn't have to worry about him at all, so they can focus on Kamara and Emmanuel Sanders, and then what? And then what do the Saints have? Like Taysom Hill, like yeah. So I think that the Raiders could limit the Saints a bit if assuming Thomas is out. I thought they did a decent job on Christian McCaffrey last week. McCaffrey didn't get to 100 yards rushing. He only had 3 catches. So if they could like not let McCaffrey dominate them, then I think the same thing could happen with Kamara, especially if they don't have to worry about Thomas. So, with all that in mind, I think the spread's inflated. The advanced line on this game is 4.5. So this jumped up 2 points because of that Tampa victory. That Tampa victory was like, it seemed impressive. I think that really impressed a lot of people. But what if the Buccaneers just aren't as good as people thought they were because Tom Brady is still making adjustments? Like if Brady was like a veteran on that team, he wouldn't have made all those mistakes, and maybe the Buccaneers would have won that game. Or at least it would have been a lot closer. So I'm not sure how impressive that win was, like in the grand scheme of things. So I just think the line's inflated, and DVOA says it should be 5.5. Computer model says it should be 6, which is half a point shy. So and my line, you're not going to believe this, but I came up with Saints -1.5. That factors in Thomas though. So like if Thomas were playing, it'd be definitely above 3. But yeah, it's 1.5. I definitely like the Raiders. I guess the one thing is Trent Brown's availability. He might be questionable for this game, so I think they need him. But otherwise, I like the Raiders quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm curious. What do you think the line will be with the Michael Thomas injury confirmed? Because I think the line is off the board in some places. So I'm just curious if you think it's going to come back down. Like, you think it might come back down to 4.5 again?
If he's out, no. If he's out, I think this is factoring in him being out. And if he were playing, I think this would be a lot higher too. Because the Saints just beat the Bucs, and I don't think people have any respect for the Raiders. Like I think this would be like 7 if he were playing.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Okay,
I guess I have something to think about then, because I thought it was going to come down more with Thomas being declared out, but if it's not going to come down more, then I could maybe see switching to your side. I'll just have to do a soul search as to whether or not I believe the Raiders. Of course, if you believe the mythology, I don't have a soul because I'm a ginger, so it's going to take a long time for me to figure out.
Very nice. I wasn't aware this line was off the board. I'm looking at this app, and it doesn't have it off the board. I'm actually going to check Bookmaker right now to see if they still have a line. It looks like they have a line. It's +6 for them. So yeah, that makes sense. So maybe it's going to be +6 if he's out. I'm assuming they think he's going to be out. Like it sounds like he's going to be with a high ankle sprain, right?
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. So I think this is definitely a spread to watch, especially since it's the Monday night one for anyone who's thinking about betting it. But yeah, if it stays around 6 and he is out, I might actually change my pick. I'm gonna have to really rethink this for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and we talked about Survivor. We're gonna say our Survivor picks every week. Unfortunately, we gave bad advice last week, and the Colts ruined everyone's chances. But if you can rebuy into a contest like you can on BetUS, I would. I was leaning toward Tennessee before, but as I said, I have an irrational fear for Minshew, and you convinced me that the Packers are the right side. If you don't want to go with the Packers, I think the Steelers might be worth a shot if David DeCastro comes back. That definitely has to be the case. If DeCastro plays, I would take the Steelers. If you don't want to pick the Packers.
Yeah, I like both of those options as well. I like the 49ers this week as well. I think they should have a good chance to win, even if they don't cover. I just can't imagine a scenario where Adam Gase and the Jets beat the 49ers. But then again, I said the same thing last year about the Bengals beating. I can't see a scenario where the Bengals beat the Jets and put 5 units on and then lost. So, take my advice with a grain of sand sometimes.
Nice. All right. I guess that's it for this week. Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, you can head over to sportingnews.com, go to the fantasy tab. We got all our rankings up for this week. I've got my DraftKings lineups up for this week for tournaments and cash games, just my own personal picks. So you can check those out. Feel free to play them, switch up a player in there if you want, so you don't have the exact same one as me, or you can just use the whole lineup. Doesn't matter either way. And you can follow me on Twitter at Jacob Camenker. Always down to talk football. I've been tweeting out my bets. You'll be happy to know my Twitter pick record. I believe week 1 was 5-2. So if you follow me there, it looks like you're going to get the good tweeting Jacob with picks right now, and not the guy who tweeted 0-6 for like 3 straight weeks. But yeah, follow me there. We'll have some fun and keep enjoying this football season.
Well, that 0-6 guy is long gone. I think this new season is going to be very good for us, especially with our. I think a good start in super contests, like a 3-2 in week 1. I think is solid. Like I said, week 1 is just surviving. Like you don't want to start 0-5 because week 1 you just don't have all the information. So I think like going forward we're going to be better. So yeah, I'm at walterfootball.com. We're gonna have an updated 2021 NFL mock draft Wednesday morning. Updated picks throughout the week, and there are definitely going to be major changes on Saturday, as you may have seen. I went up way high on the Ravens. I think I had them for 3 units. I went to 5, or maybe it was 2 units. I went to 5. And then the Bills was 0 units up to 4. It was just based on all injury reports, which is just like as I said on the site, I was going to factor that in way more this year because I spent the entire summer just looking at past injury reports and like how they factored into the outcomes of games, and I really learned a lot. So I'm definitely going to pay way more attention to that than I have in the past. So check that out. So updates every day throughout the week. And then we're going to have a ton more fantasy rankings and stuff like that. DraftKings as well. And I'm going to echo something you said, like maybe change like one of our picks if you use a lineup, because if you don't, like whatever, that's fine. But if we win, we're all going to tie for first and we're all going to chop the pot. But if you take the worst of our selections that you think is the worst and change it, then you might have a unique lineup. So it's all about having the unique lineup. So yeah, good luck to everyone betting in week 2. And I will talk to you next week.
All right. Sounds good. Talk to you then.
All right. Bye.